What is better than a piece of very heavy industrial earth moving equipment? There you are, Mike. Oh, thanks, Mike. A piece of very heavy industrial earth moving equipment that can wheelie. This is the Tamiya heavy dump truck. Witness its magnificence. And this is my new RC truck. Now, why have I bought this kit? Fair question. I wasn't looking at this at all. In fact, this has been out for about 4 years and I knew of its existence and I never even considered it, ever. So why is it here now? Well, I've just come back from offshore and I knew I was going to buy a new truck, and the leading candidate was the Arrma Senton 3S BLX, because the Arrma 3S BLX range are probably the best 110 scale bashers on the market, and the Senton is one of the toughest, if not the toughest of the lot of them. Some of the abuse those things take is just ridiculous. I thought, well, that's going to be spot on. I don't have a shortcourse truck in the fleet anymore, so a shortcourse truck that can take an absolute kicking and is a 4-wheel drive 3S, 50 miles an hour, sounds superb. But I hadn't decided 100%, so I was looking around. And then I saw the lossy, what's it called, Baja Ray, the Ford Raptor version, Black Rhino Ford Raptor version, which looks even better, looks better than the Senton. Isn't as good a basher as the Senton. It's got lots of metal parts, whereas the Senton's very flexible, lots of plastic bits. And the Baja Ray is also a solid rear axle. It's not a shortcourse truck, it's more of a trophy truck as a result. It's got more realistic movement. It's not really as hardcore a basher as the Arrma, but it looks absolutely stunning. It's also quite a lot more expensive than the Arrma. And then also I was looking at the lossy laser nut racing buggy, 4S buggy. And I looked at all these things and they're all fantastic looking. I have absolutely no doubt whatsoever they're all better RCs than this. No qualms with that whatsoever. But the thing is, a short course truck that can do 50 miles an hour, a trophy truck that can do 50 miles an hour, a 4S racing buggy, those are serious RCs. And honestly, I was just looking at them. I didn't want any of them. At this moment in time, I just didn't want any of them. I just wanted something more fun and light-hearted, really, to be honest. And I still one day fully intend on getting something like the Senton 3S BLX, sorry. But at this moment in time, I was thinking, you know what, I just want to laugh. I'm just looking for something. The best way I can describe it, in a world where epics like The Legend of Zelda, The Witcher 3, Red Dead Redemption 2 exist, sometimes you just want to play Super Mario. You know what I mean? I just wanted something lighthearted and fun, and here we are. This, I looked at it again with a new set of eyes because I hadn't seen it for a few years, and I just thought, you know what? That looks awesome fun. That looks great. And this is Tamiya at their best. Just being silly and just going a bit extreme. No one else could pull this off. Kyosho maybe. Did you see Team Associated making that? So anyway, today's video, we're just going to unbox it. We're going to have a quick look at the box here. And for those of you who don't know, it's a GF01 chassis, 4-wheel drive, many gears. The G601, which is the King Yellow, the Kong Head, and the other one, the Dyna thing, Dyna chap, all use the same, a lengthened version of the same chassis. It's got so many gears. This is 4-wheel drive, obviously. There's 6x6s, and there's also a FJ, Land Cruiser FJ with this setup. So it's independent suspension all way round. It's lots of independent suspension. I try not to fluff my words there. Independent suspension all round. For some reason I had in my head all way round, because like Ewan McGregor, Charles Boorman, long way round. Anyway, so yeah, it comes, surprised me, it comes with a torque tuned motor. Didn't know that. That's nice. I like a torque tuned motor. It's a good little motor. But I'm going to keep that separate because I'm going to go brushless with this thing from the start. It says here, typical Tamiya, you need your radio gear, you need your ESC, you need your receiver, obviously that's radio gear, servo, battery, charger. Now, radio gear, I'm going to pick up from Tay models, same with the ESC and the motor because it's brushless. I'm going to use my existing core 2-cell LiPo, and for the servo, I don't really care as long as it's black because the servo sits on the outside of this truck, so I don't really want brand stickers all over it. So if I can keep it as plain as possible. I will be building this with upgrades already done, because this doesn't have, a typical Tamiya doesn't have bearings. It only has plastic bushings. So I've got a full bearing kit. In fact, I've got some upgrades now. I'll move this aside and I'll show you, because Mike's left, so I can't get him past my stuff anymore. So these are almost all the upgrades I've got. We've got some Schumacher foams for the tyres, so no foams in these as standard. RW Racing hardened pinion, because the standard Tamiya pinions are dog dirt, they're terrible. Full bearing kit. As always, rcbearings.co.uk, they're the ones I go to. This is shielded, rubber shielded bearings. Now I've got this part here, this is the F parts tree for the GF01 chassis, purely because I love the way the dump truck has everything yellow. The chassis is yellow, the chassis mounts are yellow, bumper's yellow. But they've also got a yellow wheelie bar, which I think detracts slightly from the look, because I don't want the wheelie bar to be... It's more fun if it's like, wow, that looks like a dump truck, all of a sudden it's wheelies, rather than that looks like a sort of toyish dump truck because you've got a big wheelie bar hanging over the back of it. Do you know what I mean? So if I have a black one, it'll kind of mask it slightly more. So you'll have all the bright yellow bits will be pure dump truck, and then the black wheelie bar will be more subtle, and then it'll start twirling like crazy and power sliding and all sorts. So I've gone for that. I did want to get a black alloy. Some of the car companies like GPM Racing and things make alloy wheelie bars for this chassis, but the black ones are all sold out, and I didn't really fancy an anodized blue one or something. Yeah, Racing are the same, anodized blue. The other upgrades that are on the way are shock absorbers. This comes with friction shocks only. Typical Tamiya. I love Tamiya, but that's a pain in the bum. So I ordered the Tamiya CVA set, the plastic bodied oil shock set. Really nailing it today. But they're out of stock, so they're on back order. I'll wait a few more days, and if it doesn't come a few more days, I'll phone up and get an update, because I can get them in stock somewhere else. So we'll see. And the reason I've gone for these plastic ones is for the same price. It's actually for slightly cheaper. I can get, you know, cheap third-party oil-filled shocks from eBay or whatever. But the problem is with those usually Chinese cheapy anodized shocks, it's a lottery. Sometimes with the quality control, I mean, sometimes they're perfect and they're great for years. Like the ones I'm using, they're mad rat, they're spot on. Other times they just won't seal and they'll just leak. And annoyingly, you can get one or more in the same pack where most of them are fine, but one of them is wrong and it just leaks and it just ruins the whole thing. With the Tamiya ones, at least they have, although they are plastic bodies, and therefore they don't seem to be as good value, you can really count on Tamiya's quality control. So if you build them properly, because they come as a kit, if you build them properly, they shouldn't leak. So that'll be fine. And it's nice to keep it all in-house. I will just say before we actually get into this properly, because I know I've been waffling on, another reason I decided to go for this over the two losses and the Arma I was looking at. You know what? I wanted to build something. One of the biggest pleasures in this hobby are the kit building. I enjoy the kit building. If it's ready to run, you're like, yeah, it looks fantastic and it's great and everything, but if I want to drive something, you know what I mean? I want to build something. So, anyway, I don't think I missed anything here. This is classed as a 1/24th scale, just because these things are absolutely enormous in real life. It's really more a sort of 1/10th, possibly 1/12th sized thing. Slightly bigger than the lunchbox. I am going a bit overkill with the power on this one. 3,900 kV brushless system, which is not, I mean, 3,900 kV isn't huge, it's not madness. But for a Tamiya with very short travel shocks, with very short suspension arms, very short wheelbase, a really, really short wheelbase, quite high center of gravity, it's going to be lively. It's going to be lively. But I want it to be fun, so yeah. Look at it. I mean, look at it. Yeah, there's you see where the servo mounts on the side of the box there, right inside the chassis, so it will always be visible. Which is why I want a black one. And they say the big chunky wheelie bar. If that was black, slightly more subtle, it'd be okay, wouldn't it? It'd be pretty cool. I love it. Look at it. It's so cool. Bright yellow chassis with bright chrome drive shafts and everything. It's so Tamiya. It's so Tamiya. I mean, look, it's so cool. I love how they bolded everything in yellow. So there's the parts there. That's the parts. I've got these in black, so it's just the wheelie bar wheel and the mounts here. Look at the bar himself. Be black. Everything else I'm going to stick with yellow. So it's not an enormous model. There's the front of it. So it'll be reasonably big. There's a good example. There's the back bed. So the truck will be about that. Yeah, not huge. There's the wheels. Slightly more orangey. I expected it to be more yellow, to be honest. It's quite orangey. And certainly in this light, maybe outside it'll be more yellow, but it certainly looks quite orangey. I bought some acrylic paints because obviously you don't. It's ABS plastic. It's already yellow. You don't paint it. But the box art shows big black grill. Well, the grill is yellow. I showed you a second ago. There it is. See, it's yellow. You got to paint that by hand with a brush. So I've got some black paint for that. Ow! I just got stabbed. It's sticking up. And also for the exhausts. We've got 2 exhausts there. I've got some silver paint for them, or gunmetal-ish paint-ish colour for the exhausts. And there's your chassis. Gives you an idea of just how many gears there are. I can't remember how many gears there are in this one, but there's plenty of gears. Tires, nice. All traction utility. These would fit in the lunchbox, I'm sure. Yeah, they would. These are same size wheels and tires as the lunchbox. But I don't want it. It's going to be kind of like the way this thing drives. Is going to be kind of like a more capable lunchbox. It's got the same sort of ilk. It's the same sort of wheeling madness and not really focused on handling, but more on fun and smiles and all the rest of it. But it's going to be more capable because it's got the independent suspension all around. Lunchbox does not have that. In fact, Lunchbox doesn't have independent suspension full stop. Okay, my Lunchbox has got oil-filled shocks. This is going to have oil-filled shocks, but it'll also have 4-wheel drive. Lunchbox is rear-wheel drive only. But most importantly, Lunchbox has that floating gearbox design, which really hampers handling. Now these are some bumpers. Now that's to assemble the suspension arms, the bumpers, and I wonder if there's 2 bags of this, so you can have a choice because I want it to be yellow. And I'm sure it's supposed to be yellow. Or maybe it's supposed to be black. Maybe the suspension arms are black. Oh, they are. They're black. That's fine. Okay, I thought they'd put their own one in there. Okay, so the chassis is yellow, suspension arms, hubs are black, and the hexes are yellow. That's fine. Okay, so we're still on track. We're still good. We're still good. Servo saver, hubs. Yeah, looking forward to building this one. Aerial tube, won't be using it. Here's the ESC. This is the ESC that Tamiya includes in quite a lot of their kits now. It's both brushed and brushless compatible, but it's going to be brushless censored, which I'm not getting. I'm putting an SMD kit, sensorless 3900 kV system in this. Look at the amount of gears. Plastic, but it's actually a very robust drivetrain. The gears are very coarse. There's plenty of tooth engagement, and Tamiya plastics tend to be very robust. I've heard of people putting a lot more power, 3S and stuff through these things. You don't get many stickers, but that's fine. And that's it. I think that's it. Where's the motor? Where's the motor? I'm sure it was this. Oh, here's the metal parts. Where's the motor? There it is. Torque tune. They used to be nicer, was it? Or was it the silver? Was it the sport tune that used to be black is now silver? I can't remember. This is a torque tuned. Slightly more torque, slightly less RPM than the sport tuned. It's silver as well. I thought this one was black, but I could have been wrong. I know that one of them used to be black and now it's silver. It's maybe the sport tuned. And you see here all the plastic and bronze bushings. won't be using that. A lot of weight. But there you are. There's a mess. Enjoy the mess, and tune in soon for a completed, because I don't think I'll be doing a build. I don't think I'm going to be doing a build video on this. I'm going to keep, if you're interested, the build will be updated on the MS UK forum, and you'll see some photographs and my my thoughts on it so far and things. But I won't be recording the footage of building. So if you're only interested in videos, next time you see it, it'll be completed. If you are interested in the build, follow the MS UK forum. There we are. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you later on. Cheers. Bye bye.